is Wild Horse Studios, and I am here with an all-new updated collection tour. So this is, for reference, going to be done before Breyerfest this year. This is recorded before 2020 Breyerfest. So anything in that will be in the Breyerfest haul video that I'm going to upload for that. And then I'm also going to kind of scoot over some of the stuff that I've already made videos of. So things like the Stone Pony Conga has its own video, and then I think maybe there might be something else here that I have a video of, but I'm gonna kind of skim over that stuff because it all has its own video. This is just gonna kind of have to be, I'm gonna skim over a lot of it just because there's a lot of horses to go through. Anyway, I am going to go through and show you the updated collection tour as of the very beginning of July of 2020. This is the big part of the collection tour, the part that is back at home. And then I will also have a separate collection tour for the horses that I have at my apartment, which has stuff like customs, and I'm taking the connoisseurs back with me after this trip home, and some web specials and some prize models. Like that one has all the like really kind of fancy stuff. Not that there's not fancy stuff here, because there definitely is, but yeah. But up here on the very top, there's not too many up here. That guy is gonna go be traded at some point, but yeah, got just a few up here. And then I have my Wyatt Conga. I have two Jessies because one of them is a very dark variation. He did really well at Breyerfest one year. And then the glossy and matte version of Fletcher. And then this one is the new Walmart Rainbow Unicorn. I got some other little guys. And then that's Boogeyman. That's that classic Halloween horse. But like I said, I'm not gonna like point out all of these because it just takes way too long. There's just too many to sit here and point out all of them. This is Stingray. He just doesn't fit up on the other shelves. Oh, there's my felt pony. I wondered where he was earlier. And then that one is a glossy version of that Horse of the Year model. And this guy on the end is an old custom, this Show Jumping Warmblood down here. He's an old custom that I did a long time ago. I don't show him anymore. He's just not as realistic as he could be, but he's really cool. But then up on this top shelf, we got some Encore and Applause porcelains and the Pegasus Treasure Hunt, and there are Clydesdales attached to that wagon back there. Got both of the Elegance sets, and behind them is the rider for the dressage set. The Western rider I have in a box for performance stuff. And these little Hagen Renekers that are here, those I actually found in my great-grandma's garage, and they were all broken, and she was just gonna throw them out. And so I took all of them and decided I would see what I could find to put back together. And it ended up that I think all of them except about 2 or 3 of them I had all the pieces for. So as you see them kind of sitting on the bottom of the shelf up there, that look like Breyer Stablemates, but they're not the right colors. That's what they are. They're all Hagen Reneker Chinas. Over here to this glass case next. So these are resins, I think mostly. But we have Rue and Remy, who I painted based on a pair of Mustangs, and then Verona, and a couple of my Fjords. I think I painted the solid color one. The Pinto one, I think, was by Erica Isbell. But most of these guys are unpainted that I just haven't gotten to yet. And then down here I have Oceania, and then there's a flocked version of the Spirit and Flocka, which are like so hard to come across. But and then on top of this box, I'm not going to open this, but this has like some racehorses in it. So there's like a bunch of ruffian molds in there, some cigars, some cigar mold horses, just stuff that was long. I think silver mold is in there as well. Stuff that's just long and that's hard for me to put out anywhere. But yeah, this guy is Chalky. He's a Chalky 5 gator. And I might pull him up. He's really hard to tell that he's Chalky, I think, but in person it's really easy to tell. He's really neat. And he is a little bit beat up, and I'd like to have him restored at some point, but he's a really cool piece. And then up here I have two Esprit models. This one with the blanket on is just plain as is. This one is signed by some of the riders that were at the World Equestrian Games in 2010. So we have one of them that is signed by some riders, and then we have just the original plain one. It's gonna get really weird as it goes under the light right here, but I'll do my best. And like I said, the ponies, they all have their own video, so I'm going to go through them kind of quickly here. I go through them more in detail in their own video. But that is my biggest conga, and I'm pretty sure that's the name of the video as well, is a tour of my biggest conga. But I'll put a link to that video in the description, assuming I remember when I go to edit this. And then I have my little herd of Henry here, some of them anyway. I have a couple more that'll be in another video. Glossy Cosette. Got a flocked Misty and Stormy. They need cleaned up, but they're there. And this one, it's hard to tell from there, but he's RDA Strikey. And this donkey that's back in here, I think this is, yeah, this is the chalky one. I have two of these. I have a regular one and I have this chalky one. But he's really pretty too. So like now that we're getting down here on the bottom, these are the like molds that I tend to conga the most. They're not like, you know, my main congas. My main congas are like Gem Twist and like Totalist is another big one. Carrick is a big one. Stone Pony is a big one, but they're ones that I do like to conga. So like Carrick, there's a pretty, I don't know if it's totally complete, but because I know that there's a glossy Cortez out there, and there's probably some others too, but it's a pretty complete conga there. Totalist, I freaking love Rialto so much. I think he's so cool, and I love the dark-legged Koh-i-Noor as well. And then down here, I conga the Croy mold somewhat, so there's quite a few of those. And Latigo, I don't conga it enough to have variations of the surprise horses, but I do have all of them in matte. And then under here we have Heartland, there's the Twilight Terror, Halloween, Show Jumping Warm Blood, Old Timer, that's a little classic foal from the pink kit, have a Wedgwood Ladyface, Swirling Sky, the Translucent Andalusian. And down there is Luna, Comanche, and Kennebec Count. And that was my little hat that I wore in the costume contest at Breyer Fest one year. And then up here, that was a custom slice that I did. Just like, sorry, I can't pronounce anything, saved my life today. Wig horse, Shy Boy, which is signed. And then we keep the old diorama contests and we put them in these boxes so that they can be displayed. This one was my first ever diorama, and I think it was in like 2010. I think it was a movie theme, and I made it based on Mulan and Khan. And that was like very early in my customizing as well. So I think I was probably like maybe 14, I think. I have that year right. But yeah, we have Mulan and Khan. That was France. I made a French poodle. This was Carnival. I made a parade float with little mini winnies as like the spectators. And that was the British invasion year. I made a version of the BBC Sherlock. But this is the original Spirit, and then that is the remake Spirit. Okay, and then in this room is where we keep all of the porcelains. So up here we have Party Time, Carousel Horse, the Icelandic. This guy is really cool. He's got like edged herring on him. And these little guys are porcelain as well. They were like Breyerfest special runs, I think. And then these three are like my favorite things. They're so cool. But we have the show jumper, the dressage horse, and the cross-country horse, who has a flag that needs fixed. American Pharaoh. Will you stop? I'm sorry, my bunny is also in this room. She's running around like a fool. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Why are we mad? Are we mad because I'm on the couch trying to take a video? Are you gonna come back out? Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'll be done in a minute. I didn't mean to disturb you. Okay, this room has a bunch of stones and then part of the horses that my grandma collected as well. So some of these stones are my grandma's too, like the 53 spots is hers. But yeah. And a lot of these I bought like well before I started working there. Like most of these are not very recent ones. I have bought a few since I started working for Stone and painting horses for them, but not near as many as I did toward my last couple of years of high school. But like I'll point out some of the ones that I did as I went through. But I did this Dun Mustang. He was a run of 4. He's just a Dun with some, you know, two-tone mane and tail. And then I did this Chestnut Pinto last year. It's really dusty, sorry. It's based on a Mustang from, I think, the Salt Wells herd. And that's an unpainted copy of Rain down there. We have some translucent decorators up here. Most of these belong to my grandma. Assuming that I can wiggle my way through everything over here. We have a bunch of stuff on the ground. I do have my own copy of High Tide, but that one is hers. But I will show these anyway. That one is actually mine. I like how like just his legs are translucent. And then I have a Northlight Andalusian up here, and he's up there because he breaks like crazy easily. And then down here, most of these are my grandma's. She's more into the decorator stuff than I am. But yeah, I designed Elaine Ermine, the sunset type color rearing chip. Fall colors was a design horse color I did. I painted this one, but I didn't come up with that idea. And this is like one of the only classics I Conga. This is the Mariah mold. Although I do really like Malik. I think as we get more of those, I'll probably Conga him as well. this one, this Pinto, Flea Bitten Gray Pinto, that one was one of the first paint your own test run models that I did. He was actually the second, but I did him the same year as my first one. And my first one is down at the other end of this row, so I can show that one to you. But anyway, paint your own test run. Every year for country fairs, Stone Horses does a paint your own test run class, and you can pay money to come in and paint your own one of a kind. So you come in with your design, and the painters will help kind of walk you through how to get what you want, but you do have to be able to paint it yourself. Now, when I came in, I had not really ever used an airbrush before, and that's not uncommon. Having now taught the paint your own test run class, that's not uncommon. We have a lot of people that come in that haven't ever held an airbrush before, and everything that we do is with an airbrush. So yeah, don't let that deter you. You can still do some things. Just know that if you come in having not used an airbrush before, and you come in with some kind of really complex color, sometimes that doesn't always come out how you want it to be. Like, we'll do our best, but yeah, maybe just keep that in mind, that it can be really hard to get you what you want if it's something that's really crazy looking, and you haven't ever really painted before. Hi. And then this Red Bay was actually my very first paint your own test run horse. And I did have, Dawn helped me with my first paint your own test run horses, and she actually helped me with the dapples. But yeah, this one was my very first one. And he is not without flaws, I will tell you, or she is. She's not without flaws. She has, you know, little messed up spots in the paint, like you can see there, but that's, you know, kind of what happens when you're learning to use an airbrush and also painting your own horse. But I keep her anyway. And these are my grandma's as well, so some of those flower horses, some painted ponies and stuff down there. And then these two are both one of the kinds that I did. I think that one's OF name is Trail of Tears, but it's a kind of buckskin Pinto. It looks more buckskin in person than it does on my phone right now. But and then this one is a blue-black Rabicano, so it's got some blue shading underneath. And this was like one of the very first Rabicanos I did. But I etched his face and everything too. This is the WAG reissue of Big Ben, so I think there's like 48 of those or something. And then this is a one of a kind. I don't know when he's from, but he's not one that I did. He's one that Dawn did years before I started working there. But he's a rainbow unicorn, kind of like the Soleil models I did, except he doesn't have the metallic paint that I used. So like this is the Soleil color that's on this Arabian down here. And you can see they're like, you know, maybe similar ideas, but like they're not done the same at all. I like the shiny paints. And then this room is the last room on the tour for this video. I am going to make my apartment herd, like I said, its own separate video, and then that has, like I said, it has connoisseurs, it has prize models, customs, they're all in that video. this video is just like kind of the bulk of my collection at this point. Okay, we'll go all the way up at the top if I can reach that high. I'm sorry if the light is weird, the fan is on because it's really warm. The shiny American Pharaoh right there is custom glossed. He's not OF. And down here at the end, if I don't trip, are the 2010 WAG limited editions. So they're all up there. Mandiba, Cedric, Raven, Wimpy's Little Chick, Woodburn. We'll go here. And then back there in the corner, he's really hard to see because of the light. But that's that North Light Andalusian, but done in a dapple bay. I can try to pull him out, but he's really breakable, and I don't want to try to break him. And I know that's not how silver goes, and it like drives me nuts too, but that's the only place that I can find to put them. That was just the only place they would go. And then Gillian here, he's gonna get repaired. He got broken a few months ago. Yeah, he just has broken ears, so he's gotta be sent off to somebody to get repaired. Okay, so then, because at one point we ran out of space, this is actually under the coffee table. There's a shelf that we built in underneath the coffee table to be able to put more horses on. Just because we need more space to put them at one point. And these are, again, they're more of the older ones, or like he's a regular run. Just, you know, more common things for the most part, so that way if they get bumped, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. That's Trouble, the stone rearing horse. That one is my grandma's one-of-a-kind stone Arab that we got one year. We paid like $50 for him, but yeah, he's actually kind of cool. Boomerang is hiding under there. Who's that? Bluegrass Bandit is in there somewhere too, next to Phoenix, the Othello. That one I think is probably about the rarest one under here, Patagonia, the Polo Pony. There's a Gypsy Vanner on the British mold, Secretariat, Dreamer. Air Yacht Horse. Cloud is down there on the end. Arrow. Cupid I think is on another shelf, but Arrow's down there. And all of my little Rojo, whatever, the little grazing guys. I like them. I think that they're so cute. So I have a whole bunch of them. Okay, so I think that that pretty much covers the updated collection tour. Not a whole lot of talking in this one because, like I said, there's just way too many to sit here and actually like talk about all of them. Like I said, this is like the biggest chunk of the collection. The biggest group of them are here, and there's probably another, I don't know, 100 or 150 or whatever that I keep at my dad's house. They're all older, vintage type horses that I like, but don't show at all. So yeah. And then I have a lot of my horses that I show the most that are all in my apartment, which will get its own video at some point. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the horses. And I will see you guys the next time. So thank you guys for watching.